It is time to go in your business for another up-close look at our economy here in the Valley. And we're joined, as you see there, by Vegas Chamber President and CEO Mary Beth Seawald by Zoom this morning. Mary Beth, good to see you once again.
Good to see you, John. Thanks for having me.
So we're seeing capacity limits increase. Restrictions are decreasing across the Valley. Obviously, local businesses have been clamoring for that for a long time. What kind of a reception are you getting from members of the Chamber?
Members of the Chamber are pretty excited. We're seeing people coming back to Las Vegas, and the tourism and businesses are picking up. A lot of hotels were at capacity the last 2 weekends. Room rates have gone up significantly. And we're also seeing a lot of strong visitation because of things like spring break. And, you know, shows are beginning to reopen now that we're at 50% capacity, and conventions are starting to come back with World of Concrete in early June. So these are all really great signs, and it means that the local businesses that serve our visitors are also feeling really optimistic too. So, and you know, it's going to take some time to fully recover and return to full capacity, but all indications are that we will, and sooner than later. So, of course, as you know, John, we have to be mindful of COVID-19 and continue to follow the guidelines to keep everybody safe. But absolutely, clearly, people want to get back out and do things and come to Las Vegas, so really excited.
There's definitely this sense of optimism. I've certainly noticed it around town over the last maybe month or so with some of these restrictions that have been lifted. 2020 was extremely hard. A lot of businesses, unfortunately, have not made it here to 2021. Let's try and look ahead a little bit to 2021 and how long of a recovery we're really in line for.
Well, you're absolutely right, John. You know, and there is a lot to be optimistic about, and we are, and our members are. A lot of new properties are opening up, as you know, including Circa in October of this last year, Virgin Hotel last weekend, and Resorts World in the next few months, as well, of course, as the Las Vegas Convention Center. So being on the LVCVA Board of Directors, I'm particularly interested in the LVCVA, the Convention Center. So, and we also have special events coming back, NFL football, the Life is Beautiful Festival, we have NASCAR, PBR, and NFR. And these are going to help bring leisure travelers back to Las Vegas. And of course, meetings and conventions are coming back. Like we said, World of Concrete in June, we've got the Magic Show in August, and so much more this fall. So we're really looking forward to a rebound.
So again, we've got the tourism slowly starting to come back to Las Vegas. We talked a lot here about what's happening on the Strip in downtown and the conventions and so forth, but how long might it take for some of that to find its way, that money, that income to find its way to local businesses, the mom and pop shops that aren't on the Strip, that are not on the resort corridor?
Well, you know, John, it doesn't take long. We are already seeing our local businesses more optimistic about the future. Local employers are already rehiring. New businesses are opening, and at the same time, our unemployment rate is going down. It's now under about 10% in Las Vegas, which is still too high, mind you, but it has been steadily declining since late last summer. So while this is good news too, we have to be mindful that we need to diversify our Southern Nevada economy so that we're less dependent on those visitors. But you know, we're just so optimistic. Again, people are rehiring, events, basketball is coming back. We've got all kinds of sports. And then one of the Chamber's priorities is workforce training, John, to make sure that our local workers are trained with the skill set that new and emerging industries need, right? Like healthcare industry or logistics. And some of the most in-demand jobs don't even require a college degree. So it could be a certificate from a community college. So these are the things that we're prioritizing at the Vegas Chamber, is helping to open the door for sustainable careers in industries like healthcare, and some of those industries, John, that are less susceptible to these fluctuations.
Let's switch gears a little bit, Mary Beth, and talk about a partnership that Vegas Chamber has going on with an organization in town we've profiled before called Hope for Prisoners. April, the month of second chances, that seems like the driving force behind this partnership.
It is, John. You know, the Vegas Chamber is really proud to be partners with Hope for Prisoners and John Ponder because of their extraordinary success in helping the formerly incarcerated individuals develop their life and their job skills so that they can come back and rebuild their lives. Hope for Prisoners helps with reentry into the community. They provide job training and long-term support services as people work to reclaim their lives and families and standing in the community, quite frankly. You know, we've all needed second chances at some point in our life, and Hope for Prisoners graduates are absolutely outstanding employees. And at the same time, this program gives companies benefits like tax breaks and payroll assistance. So not only can these employees benefit your business by giving them, you can, benefit your business by giving these folks a second chance, but you can help our community reduce its rate of recidivism and help families succeed and thrive. So we're just really excited about this partnership. We're also going to be co-hosting a virtual job fair with Hope for Prisoners and Workforce Connections, and that's coming up on April 2nd. So it's a great event.
Hope for Prisoners does a lot of great work. John Ponder and the rest of the team there, he's done quite a lot since he's started that nonprofit. Let's finally talk about the legislative session. It's underway up in Carson City. There's a lot of bills, obviously. It's still a long way to go to get to the end of the session here. What is on the Vegas Chamber's list of bills that perhaps you're either interested in going forward or interested in maybe not going forward?
Well, the Vegas Chamber's Government Affairs team is on the ground in Carson City monitoring more than 600 bills. Now, the legislature is closed to the public because of the pandemic. And while we understand the need to keep people safe, this closed environment creates a lot of obstacles for citizens to participate, which is so dangerous for open and transparent government. So we're hoping that the legislature will open very soon. There are some good proposals for the region that the chamber has supported. AB 106 dedicates more money to the PETS grants, Pandemic Emergency Technical Support. Of course, that helps employers and nonprofits. We've also been in favor of AB 184, which creates the Office of Small Business Advocacy. But there are several bills that are quite frankly very dangerous, John, and they would hurt employees and employers. SB 200 would require employers to take money out of an employee's paycheck and put it in a state retirement fund. And then, there are other ones. Also this session, the chamber is seeing a lot of bills that will have compounding negative effects on Nevada's economic recovery with more mandates and regulations and reporting to state agencies. It's tough for small businesses. So we're really there trying to advocate on behalf of all of our business across the state.
Just to follow up on that, you talked about the retirement account. What is wrong with an employer doing that for presumably an employee, or what would we be wrong with that specific measure?
Well, certainly, John, we are in favor of retirement plans and saving for the future. This would happen automatically. So just like Social Security paycheck deductions, this would mean less take-home pay for Nevada's families. An employee could opt out of it, but they would have to opt out rather than opt in. And so we're just trying to be very careful that employees don't automatically have these funds taken out of their paycheck without knowing it or knowing that they can opt out.
One of hundreds of bills that you and I and everybody else are watching up in Carson City right now. Mary Beth Seawald from the Vegas Chamber, thank you for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you, John.